You gotta wonder, especially after the election, and especially after he was banned from Twitter, why did Donald Trump never go on Parler? I mean, it is filled up with his adoring fans. He would be by far the most popular person on it. He'd no longer have to look up to people like Obama and Miley Cyrus and stuff like that. So why didn't he do it? Well, we found out earlier this week from some reporting from BuzzFeed News about why that is. The Trump organization had apparently negotiated on behalf of then President Donald Trump to make Parler his primary social network, but it had a condition: an ownership stake in return for joining, according to documents and 4 people familiar with the conversations. The deal was never finalized, but legal experts said the discussions alone, which occurred while Trump was still in office, raised legal concerns with regards to anti-bribery laws. So they apparently started talking last summer, and then they spoke again, the Trump team and Parler, after Trump lost the 2020 election. Documents shown to BuzzFeed News show that Parler offered the Trump organization a 40% stake in the company for him to join. So we've got some more on this, but I mean, obviously that is a gigantic conflict of interest for a private corporation to be offering like almost half of their stock to the president to use their product. And interestingly, they backed off of this for all of their lack of concern about emoluments and personal enrichment and all of that, the obvious corruption going on. This was apparently a line that they weren't willing to cross, Jordan. But what do you think about this reporting?
I wonder if they were just waiting until after he left to take him up on it, because he was like promoting it pretty heavily, and then when he got suspended, everyone was like, "Oh, I'm joining Parler," and then Parler got, for the most part, just kind of taken out of app stores and off the web. And I wonder if that was just kind of like a wink and a nod, like, okay, yeah, we'll think about it, with the expectation to take it up once he leaves office. It's pretty brazen. Like it's just like pretty bold, and I think that like they're evil, but they're not like that stupid. Like Donald Trump is known for never putting things in writing, right? Like he was always against email, so you never had a paper trail of things that he said. That's not somebody who's like, wholesome or great, but like he's conniving, and I think that there was probably an element of that in this calculation.
Yeah, as we talk about this, and obviously Parler isn't now even what it was a couple of months ago. I don't know if it's possible for it to return. If apparently they canned one of their execs who said, "Hey, maybe we need to crack down on the domestic terrorists on the platform and stuff." They canceled him. They were okay with that. But anyway, there was a story earlier today about Trump's plan to sort of come back out into the public and gain influence again. And like he's probably never gonna be allowed on Twitter again. Presumably he could join Parler, but it's not, available to everyone. Is there a social media path for him? What exactly is Donald Trump going to do if his goal is to become relevant, be involved in the national conversation? He doesn't even have Lou Dobbs anymore. So what does that look like, you think?
That's tough. I mean, he's got this joint fundraising agreement with whatever this like Patriots party thing is that he's like mulling. I don't know if it's necessarily a PAC or actually registering as a party yet, but they're gonna do some fundraising with it. They can convert old campaign infrastructure into other, political vehicles. So they'll probably use those accounts. They'll use probably the Trump property accounts. Then you have all the family members and people who are loyal to him. But it's not the same as coming from himself. And that's, I think, because like it or not, the strength of the Trump social media brand was just how wild he was on these platforms. You're not gonna be able to replicate that. It's like, what's Laura Trump gonna do? Like, oh, my father-in-law says like, Hannity sucks. Like, it's just not the same. So it's going to be mitigated. The impact will be mitigated a bit. And this also puts like a damper on their plans to get into media. Like there was rumors about him, becoming like a stakeholder in OAN or a host or something like that, or starting his own network. We'll see. But without that vehicle to promote, everything they want to do right now is tamped down. And they also probably can't get any loans. No bank is going to want to work with him right now.
That's also possible. You know, I think right there you might have, like, I think he would prefer to own a network or something, but I feel like he should just take a show on OAN or whatever. They'd pay him way more than he's worth. He'd get every right winger to watch, even though the show would probably be terrible. And every episode would seem like a rerun. It's just like, man, I can't flush my toilet these days. And he'd be able to promote whatever products or properties he has. And it's way simpler than starting up your own national cable channel. Like, that's actually difficult. And I don't think Jared Kushner is necessarily qualified, not that they'd stop them. I think you might have landed on it. And they'd probably give him some kind of like stock percentage based on it anyway. I wonder if that'll be what it is. He could start appearing on Fox and Friends. They'd probably be okay with that, although the last time he did, they were pretty much sick of him. But they want that audience back that they're losing to OAN and Newsmax. So I don't know, maybe it'll be his own show. And it'll be just terrible. Just terrible.
Another thing to consider though, the one thing that he could do is just barnstorm the country. Like, he loves rallies. And there's still probably a demand for him. So if he can't tweet, he'll just go and hold rallies. I mean, here he could charge for them now.
Yeah.
I mean, he might just do it through the PAC, but I mean, he could just go on a speaking tour. People would show up.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting. Like, as more and more people get vaccinated, we'll be able to find these little brief clusters of death from COVID in each of the cities that he travels to. It's gonna be devastating. For more political news, breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.